Thank you for your interest in preserving your land with Farm and Natural Lands Trust of York County. Our mission is to preserve landscapes of agricultural and environmental importance for future generations to enjoy. This is accomplished through a legal document called a conservation easement. More on that later. We work with landowners of 10 acres or more, not necessarily just farmers. The program is voluntary, meaning you come to us. Woodlands, wetlands, streams, forested areas, pastures for cows, sheep, horses, alpacas, and more, and active agriculture with wheat, corn, soybeans, orchards, and more. Conservation easements have 3 levels of protection. Minimum protection area is the area around your house, garage, pool, buildings, and more. We allow complete flexibility here. Farm and Natural Lands Trust does not need to know if you're building an addition, putting in a tennis court, or a pool. This is your living area to do as you please. The standard protection area is often described as the working area of the land. Whether a farm or woodlands, this is the place where the most activity occurs. There's allowance in the conservation easement for sheds, barns, outbuildings, and driveway. The only restriction here is on the number of dwelling units. The highest protection area is the part of the property that has the highest environmental resource value, usually wetlands and waterways. What we like to see here is minimal activity and disturbance, allowing the land to stay in its natural state. Beautiful views. It affects your water, drinking water, watershed recharge, stormwater management, and flood control. Strong farming communities, preserving agriculture as a business and as a way of life. Lower taxes, traffic control, growth management. Open land needs less community services such as schools, roadways, sewer, water, fire, and police protection. Conservation easement owners do not get a tax break on their property taxes, but there are benefits. A sense of pride in preserving their property as part of their legacy. Knowing their property will remain in a similar state throughout their lifetime and beyond. Assist the landowner in plans for transitioning their property, whether through their estate or through sale. Allows flexibility on additional homes or subdivision while still protecting natural resources. The number of building rights depends on the size of your property. What is a conservation easement? Voluntary agreement between you, the landowner, and us, the land preservation organization. Permanent perpetual deed restriction carrying beyond our lifetimes to all future landowners of the property. Conservation easements are valued through a 2-part appraisal. The first part appraises the land at its current unpreserved state. Let's say you have 87 acres and the appraisal determines the value is $900,000. The second part appraises your property after the conservation easement's restrictions are in place, thus lowering the value through the appraisal. Let's say you decide to preserve your property with only 1 building right remaining. Then the value after the conservation easement is determined to be $550,000. When the conservation easement is finalized and recorded at the Recorder of Deeds office, that conservation easement value is considered a non-cash charitable contribution to the Farm and Natural Lands Trust. That conservation easement value does not mean that your property is devalued. Just like you love your property, someone else will too. Studies show that properties with a conservation easement in place tend to bring up the value of surrounding homes as they are guaranteed the beautiful viewshed you've preserved, thus adding value to your property as well. Where the conservation easement does help is if you're planning on passing the property through your estate. The post-conservation easement value would be the value the future landowner would be liable for through their estate taxes. Farm and Natural Lands Trust of York County is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. We also hold a number of fundraisers throughout the year to help further offset the annual administrative costs of providing the community our services. We're funded by dedicated members of the community and businesses who support our land preservation mission. We achieve our mission through a volunteer board of directors, volunteer committee members, and a paid staff of only 2. Once a conservation easement is put into place and held by Farm and Natural Lands Trust, the organization is responsible for coming out to your property each year to keep an eye on things and make sure the conservation easement values are being upheld. We have great relationships with our landowners, and they help spread the word, getting more properties preserved in their neighborhood. Want to learn more? Please contact the Farm and Natural Lands Trust office at 717-843-4411. And please visit our website at www.farmtrust.org.